Well, good morning, everyone. And once again, welcome to another live this morning. Hope you're having a wonderful day and a great start to it. And we appreciate you guys coming on as usual. And we'll say hello to a few friends as you get your notifications. Mike from Norland, number one. Brahim, number two, from Portland, Oregon. Andrea from the Kidneys of Canada. Niagara Falls, good morning to you guys. We appreciate you guys coming on. Madeleine, right at the top. Kippawa, Quebec. Linda, how are you? Sandy, Fergus Falls, Minnesota. Nick from our staff. Nativity, good morning. Linda, St. Jude, Quebec. Kevin from Oshawa. Donna, Park Hill. And Nellie, good morning. Fran, Orangeville. Wendy, Markham. And Jeanette, how are you? And Georgie, Halifax, Nova Scotia. Cheryl, Elaine, Eric. Eric's in Tokyo. Donna, Bell Valley. And Cecilia from Shediac, Nouveau-Brunswick. Rita, Nouveau-Brunswick. Margaret, Lakelet. Kadijatu, how are you? Barbara. Susan, Bowmanville, Ontario. And I think that's Sandra there from Brampton. Jeanette from our staff. Yolande, I was waiting on you. Francis from Vaughan, Karen from Peterborough, good morning. Donna from Newfoundland, Yvonne from Petawawa, John from Owen Sound, and Jude, Troy, New York, Dorothy, PEI, and it's raining out there. Rita from French River, beautiful. Diane Thunder Bay. Leela, good morning. Veronica, how are you? Donna. And Donna's saying hello to Elaine. Wendy, London, Ontario. Linda, Uppsala. And I can't see that. Rosalinda, how are you? Laurie, Cambridge. And Diane from North Bay, good morning. Carol from Mount Pearl, Newfoundland. And see, it goes up into there. Laval, Quebec. Who was that? Eva. And Jocelyn. I didn't mean to miss you. See, it goes up into my books there. I can't see it. Denise. Oakville. Maureen. Penticton, British Columbia. Bev from Saskatchewan. Joni. And Elaine. Good morning. Couple more. Chantal, Ottawa. How are you? And is that Gertie? Yep, it's Gertie. And IT, how are you? Iona from Cyprus. Cindy, Dowling, Doreen, good morning. Wendy, you missed this, Wendy. I didn't mean to. Andrea, Kim, and Lori, how are you? Two more. Bonnie, Little Britain. And is that Carrie? Yeah, Carrie and Mary and Sharon. Whoa. And Suzanne. Good morning, guys. We love you guys. Thanks for coming on. Manon from Hearst. Rita, Wasaga Beach. And you see, I can't see it. Sue, how are you? Okay, let's get back to some questions that were asked. If we get a moment or two this morning, we will talk to you about a few studies that I read that I find interesting, that you might find interesting too. Okay. Sabina is asking a question about coffee being the sweet spot. Okay. Well, guys, it's a good question. How do I arrive at, when I call things the sweet spot? For example, what's the sweet spot of water? Okay? And it's all based, guys, not so much on studies, more my clinical experience, okay? And this is why I'm going to start with water, then I'll get to coffee. This is why in all my clinical experience, I came to this conclusion. Probably the sweet spot for water was 2 liters a day. Okay, some people need more, not many need less. It's the sweet spot. If you want to do well for yourself, drink 2 liters of water a day. That's 64 ounces for my American friends, okay? Some people actually measured that out. When I would send a patient away and say, look, you're dehydrated, what do I do, doc? Well, here's what you do. Drink 2 liters of water a day, okay? 64 ounces of water a day. Watch the difference. That was clinical experience, okay? And look, you look at studies on dehydration and people walking around, they don't have a little red light on their head telling them that they're dehydrated, but it's a very serious issue. Okay, so that's water. How did I come to that? Clinical experience. I used to measure the viscosity of blood. Thick as molasses. Okay, that's one. Now, the question was asked by Sabina, what about coffee? Why did you get to that conclusion? Same reason, clinical. The sweet spot for coffee is 4 cups of coffee a day, okay? Now, I think we have done a good job on debunking coffee as, that you drink coffee, you are just going to leach out all your minerals, okay? And I heard that a million times, and coffee's acidic, it's not good for you, yada, yada, yada. Heard it for years, I still hear it, I still get pushback on coffee, and when I said many, many moons ago that coffee was the real vitamin C, I meant it. Okay? And the longer they study coffee, the more they study coffee, the more they realize what I said was right. Coffee is the real vitamin C. It's more powerful than vitamin C. I'm not saying vitamin C is not good, like ascorbic acid. I'm not saying that. But I always said that vitamin C was overrated as a vitamin. It got lots of ink over the years. When I was in school, it was vitamin C, vitamin C, vitamin C. It'll save your bacon. Yeah, it's all right. And I made the case. I did this on my radio show for 20 years. Vitamin C is superseded by vitamin D. They made a mistake. Linus Pauling was a genius, except he only missed by 1 letter in the alphabet. He talked about vitamin C, and I was talking about vitamin D. Vitamin C is good. Vitamin D is better. And now there's no doubt about that anymore. There's no doubt about that anymore. Look, vitamin C, yeah, you need it. But vitamin D is, you name the area in your body and vitamin D is more important than vitamin C. Okay. And what takes the place of vitamin C in terms of, in my opinion, the health benefits of coffee are legion. And I mean it. From cancer, cardiovascular, you name it. Inflammation, coffee has 1,000 phytonutrients. Okay? So, have I been consistent about that? Yeah. The sweet spot, 4. Now, Sabina's saying, well, what if I drink 8 cups of coffee? Well, I don't recommend that. Look, you can always get too much of a good thing, okay? But if you feel good, Sabina, and 8 cups of coffee are, you're drinking 8 cups a day, and you feel real good, good for you. Not going to hurt you. But, if you get that much caffeine for some people, like, look, I drink 3 cups of coffee, like almost you can bet your boots that this is me, okay? I have 3 cups of coffee in the morning. This is me, almost without exception. And then at night, I'll have it decaffeinated. As I got older, I could not have a caffeinated coffee after noon even, okay? It started when I was about 50. I started drinking decaf at night because it bothered me, okay? Now, everybody's different, but if you want, I have to speak in generalities because I'm talking to audience. Like, we got 87,000 and change on our Facebook. 87,000 people on Facebook. I have to talk in generalities. We got 4 million downloads on our podcast. I have to talk in generalities. If you do well, Sabina, with 8 cups of coffee a day, good for you. Not going to hurt you. Like I said, the only thing for me is the caffeine. Okay? And, but the studies have shown it will not dehydrate you. Now, maybe 8 might. I don't know. I haven't seen the studies on 8 cups of coffee a day. I'm sure they're out there. I just haven't seen them. Okay, Sabina, thank you for answering. Meredith is asking about creatine. Okay? Now, there's creatinine. That is a test for your kidneys. Okay? And then there's creatine, which is a supplement. Listen, look. Where do you get creatine? Meredith, if I asked you the question, because you're asking me about a supplement of creatine, very popular, okay? But how do you get it in food? So I'm going to give you a little test this morning. And Meredith, if you're on with us, how do you get it? Kathy, Joni, or John? Let me see. Sandy. Oh, you guys are so stinking smart. Francis. Diane. Suzanne. You're a little bit off, Suzanne. You guys are too stinking smart. Judy, or Jude. Brahim. Anne. Nancy. Teresa. Rose. Georgie. Gertie. Joni. June. Francis. Yeah, you got it. Tina. It's steak. So, look, if you wanted to, there's probably one of the substances, and I don't talk about this very much, okay? I talk to you about the 5 C's in steak, okay? One of them is creatine. And creatine is really good for, like, muscle, people that bodybuild. They like creatine as a supplement. Your memory, creatine. Where do you get it? In food. Steak. How in the world? Okay? I'm going to go slow. How in the world could steak be bad for you when it's the food that contains creatine? Creatine is not found in the plant kingdom. It's just not. Okay? How could steak be bad for you when it contains creatine? Go to any health food store, go to any place for bodybuilders and their supplements, and you will always see creatine there. Okay? And the studies have been done on creatine, by the way. There are lots of studies over the years. I've been around guys for legions of time, as you know. And I'm telling you, creatine, I like it. But I want you to eat it. Okay, if you're a bodybuilder, you want to take a supplement and spend some money, okay. You should have seen the steak I had last night. Delicious. Creatine, carnitine, CoQ10. All in steak. How can that be bad for you? How can it be bad for you? Just propaganda, just nonsense, just stinking stupidity is what I call it. That's what it is, guys. That's what it is. Eat your steak. Eat your steak. Because you get creatine in it, carnosine in it, carnitine in it, CoQ10 in it. My word, I get so bummed out. Because every day, 7 days a week, I get pushback about steak. Man, oh man, we live in a crazy world. Crazy, crazy, crazy world. Upside down world. What's good for you, they say is bad. What is bad for you, they say is good. Completely upside down when it comes to nutrition. They just don't get it. They look at broccoli and they go, now that's 1,000,000 times better than a piece of steak. No, it's the opposite. And I like broccoli, by the way. Okay? I like it. You like broccoli? I like broccoli. Thanks, Meredith, for the question. It got me going this morning. Serena, what can lower eye pressure like glaucoma? Well, we talked about this yesterday, and I think I was looking for your question, Serena. And look, again, rinse and repeat. Eyes, what's the key? Circulation, blood supply. When you have a diminished blood supply, okay? Who gets glaucoma more than any other of the people in the population? Diabetics. Diabetics have nothing but trouble with their eyes. I used to tell diabetics, and I guess I still do. It never ends well, this disease. You literally have to get control. Okay? Now, medications. Look, that's called management. The real issue with diabetes is food. It's sugar diabetes. And that will destroy your eyeballs like no other condition. Okay? So, it's blood supply. Okay? It's blood supply. So, when you have sugar in your blood and it's elevated, it destroys blood vessels. And that ain't good. Your eyes will feel it big time. Okay, Serena? And what you can lower with, okay, this is why I always use this combination. Eat steak, 1. Okay? Eggs, meat, and cheese. Oh, by the way, my grandson, yesterday, he said something that just, I almost fell over. I was laughing so hard. He said, Grandpa, I'm doing the EMC. What? Good for you. Okay? He's 13. I'm doing the EMC. Eggs, meat, and cookies, he said. I just had to die laughing. How can you not love that? Eggs, meat, and cookies. Anyway, okay. And don't do that. If you're a diabetic, don't eat eggs, meat, and cookies. Eliminate the cookies. Make it cheese. Okay. Anyway, I just had to tell you that. Okay, and that was Serena, and we thank you, Serena. Deanna, did I not answer this yesterday? Maybe I did, maybe I don't. I don't remember. Do you know if high creatine kinase, I think I did answer this, because of a high protein diet? Nope. 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 Okay? Now, okay? I want to say something about protein, okay? You know me, protein is king. It's the king of the castle. And really, when you eat protein, I like protein and fat together. Okay? I don't want carbohydrates and fat. That's a donut. Okay? The world wants us to eat donuts or donut-like food. They want us to be high on carbohydrates, and it's upside down. Anyway. Okay, now, when you get, okay, now remember now, we're not talking about creatine. We're talking about creatinine. Okay? And when you get high levels, because your kidneys are stressed, okay? It's not due to animal protein. It's due to sugar. It's due to sugar. Sugar will destroy your kidneys like they will destroy your eyes. Kidneys rely on blood supply. Big time. And again, kidneys are very susceptible to high sugar diets, not high protein. Now, one thing I will say about protein, if there's anything in protein that would damage kidneys, it's high vegetable protein because of oxalates. You're not a cow, you're not a rabbit to live on salad. Okay? You can have some, but don't live on it. Because that's hard on your kidneys. Those oxalates that are found in protein from veggies. Okay? And they can give you stones. And they can stress out your kidneys. But not animal protein. Not animal protein. Okay. Thank you for the question, Deanna. Creatine kinase, which is a marker for kidney stress. Thanks for the question, Deanna. Leslie, I've been told that you shouldn't be taking oil of oregano every day because it is also an antibiotic and will kill off the good bacteria in my gut. Leslie, that's not true. Okay? Now, we've put out newsletters on this. I've talked about this many, many a times. I've been talking about oil of oregano for so long that I started in the days of Noah, talking about oil of oregano being nature's most wonderful antibiotic. And what makes it so good? It does not kill your good bacteria. Proven. It only wipes out the bad guys. And it's not only an antibiotic, it's an antifungal, antiviral, and antiparasitic. You got 4 in 1 oil of oregano. How long have I been talking about that? Since the days of Noah. I mean it. Nobody on this planet, in my opinion, has ever talked about oil of oregano as much as moi. I've said it and say it. I double down on it. I triple down on it. I quadruple down on it. Oil of oregano is the greatest antibiotic that you can get. Okay? I mean it. And it differentiates between your good and bad guys. Amazing, isn't it? It's amazing. So, I know you're going to hear that. You're going to hear it. You go to the health food store and they'll tell you that. Well, I'm sorry, they're wrong. Okay? You'll hear from gurus. Don't overdo it. They compare it to an antibiotic medication. It's not the same at all. Okay? And you guys know what I think of antibiotics. Hey, if you need an antibiotic and oil of oregano is not doing the trick, you need an antibiotic. The problem is the double whammo that you're going to get. It's going to kill your good with the bad. It'll wipe it out. And proven studies, 5 days of an antibiotic will wipe out all your microbiome. Gonzo. Okay. I've been told. Yeah, well, I'm glad you ran it by me, Leslie. I appreciate that. Run it by me. If you're not sure, let me give you the other side of most arguments. I've been hearing about oil of oregano for 50 years or more. Man, oh man, I'm getting old. Okay. Thanks for the question, Leslie. Francis, how does exercise work to lower A1C and high blood pressure? Well, first of all, Francis, let me give you an important thing before I talk about this. You got high A1C, and that's the reading I like to look at for insulin. Like if you get a fasting insulin test, hey, I like that too. But, I call this sort of the poor man's testing is A1C. I love A1C. I've been looking at it for years, and I got the sweet spot for A1C too. 5.4 or less. Okay? 5.4 or less. And how does exercise help? But let me say something first. You can't out-exercise, Francis, a bad diet. Okay? So look at my face. You see it? Yeah. Watch what I'm going to say. Diet first. Okay? So I love exercise. I gave it a vitamin status, vitamin E, the real vitamin E. You know how I changed? We already talked about it. Coffee is the real vitamin C. Okay? And exercise is the real vitamin E. What do I mean by that? Because it's so much more important than the other vitamin E. Okay? Listen, I had to learn. Somebody said to me the other day, Dr. Martin, don't you know? Yeah, I know. Okay? I learned that, but I had to unlearn it. Okay? Like vitamin E, listen, I went to school in the 70s. Vitamin E was like vitamin C and vitamin E were at the top of the food chain when it came to vitamins in those days. What they saw in vitamin D, for example, was only that it was good for your bones and nothing else. They never talked really about the immune system and cancer and heart disease and Alzheimer's and all the things that vitamin D helps with. They never taught me that. I had to teach myself that. But vitamin E exercise, is there anything negative about it? Nah, not really. It's so wonderful. Just move. And because exercise really helps with lowering your A1C. You're moving. It keeps your blood sugar down. It helps. But again, you cannot out-exercise a bad diet. You just can't do it. Don't do it. Don't, and that's what, a lot of people, they go and they spend hours in the gym. I like the gym. I love exercise. I think you can overdo it. You know me and the sweet spots. Let's talk about sweet spot of exercise. 15 to 20 minutes a day, 15 to 20 minutes, 3 to 4 times a week. Now you should be moving all the time, but real exercise. Get strong. The best exercise is building muscle. It's more important for you than cardio is. Cardio is good, guys. I like cardio. But there's nothing more metabolically good for you than your muscles. Bins, storage spaces. The more they study muscle, wow, okay? So one of the ways it even helps with A1C is when you're building muscle, okay, Francis, when you're building muscle, you're building storage space, and metabolically that helps with your triglycerides, it helps with your HDL, it helps with A1C. Movement plus muscle. Okay? And when you're doing exercise, you're increasing your nitric oxide. Therefore, you're helping your blood pressure. It helps. But again, what's the rule of thumb? You start the foundation of your health. Okay? Let's put it in a pyramid. The foundation is food. It's food. The best food? Eggs, meat, not cookies, cheese. Okay? Eggs, meat, and cheese. Exercise, right there. It's a big foundational thing. I don't care if you're 80 years old or 90. You can get stronger. Get stronger. Get your grip stronger. Use it or lose it. And that's what's happening. You go to senior homes, they're all so frail. And they don't eat enough protein. And they've got sarcopenia, the muscle wasting. And they waste away. And they're all on about 10 medications. And they're low in B12. And they're low in vitamin D. And no one talks to them about these things. They just load them up with pills. Man, if they just go sit in the sun every day. Anyway, you know me, I get excited. Okay, let me see if I'm done here. I was going to get to a couple of studies, but you know. Marion, is sourdough bread healthy for you? Well, real sourdough bread is a better bread. Okay? But don't fool yourself. If you're in the 93% of the population that has insulin resistance, yes, sourdough bread on the glycemic index is better. You know, the fermentation, the way it's made is better for you. I have no doubt about that. But for the 93% that have trouble with insulin resistance, you gotta be careful. I read a verse in the Bible again today, Matthew chapter 4 and verse 4. What does it say? Man shall not live by bread alone. Okay? I love bread. Okay? I love sourdough bread. I love bread. I could live on bread. Okay? I could. I love bread. You give me a coffee and bread, I'm in heaven. But, okay? And that's a big but. Be careful. Okay? Be careful. Yeah, sourdough's better. But steak is better than all of it. So is eggs and so is cheese. Okay, it's still a carbohydrate. I mean, there's protein in there, but it's still mostly carb. You gotta be careful. Okay, I think I've answered your questions. Okay, one more. I got, what causes plaque in the arteries? I think I've done that. Or maybe I didn't do that. Oh, I did the Baker cyst yesterday. Okay, Bob. What are the benefits of ubiquinol and Navitol differ from the benefits of Vinia, red grape powder? Well, red grape powder is probably good. It would have powerful antioxidants, right? And resveratrol. But ubiquinol is different. That's CoQ10. And CoQ10, how do you find that? In steak. But ubiquinol is really specific for your mitochondria. Okay? CoQ10 is really important for your battery packs, and especially in the heart. You got a lot of battery packs. And one of the biggest things in statin drugs, for example, it will wipe out your ubiquinol. It destroys your CoQ10. So that's why I love ubiquinol. Now, Navitol, compared to grape, okay, the grape powder, look, grape powder would be good, but Navitol is best when it comes to an antioxidant. It would be 50 times probably more powerful than that. And the research done on pine bark extract, there's almost no supplement that has been studied as much as pine bark extract. And I mean that. Powerful, powerful. Red grapes, hey, anthocyanins, they're good. I got no problem with that powder. But I would tell you it's here, and pine bark extract, Navitol, is more powerful. I've tried it all, folks. I've tried it all. Okay. Let me see if we're done here. Okay, 50 cents. What can I do? Lutein, Bill Bear. Okay, you know what? I'm going to answer this, Angie, tomorrow. What causes plaque? Maybe we'll go over that. Yeah, because I did a couple of studies on. Let me see here. I have a couple of studies on coronary heart disease. So let's do that tomorrow. I will incorporate. I'm just going to make myself a note to incorporate, and it's Angie's question. What causes atherosclerosis? Okay, I got it. Okay, we'll do it tomorrow. Okay, guys. Did you have fun today? Okay, guys, we really appreciate question and answer Friday, Monday, Tuesday. Okay. Okay, guys. Yeah, we got a great week. We got lots of good stuff. We'll talk about atherosclerosis tomorrow. Might even get my chart out. I'll even get my chart out. Okay, guys, we love you, and we'll talk to you soon.